So Joel Embiid is back, and the 76ers are just dumb. Like, I think that's not a crazy statement to make, that these Sixers are legitimately just dumb. That's the only word I can use to describe them. But Embiid came back, and he did Embiid things. He had 0 points in the first quarter. He ended with 31. He shot the ball once a minute when he was on the floor. Before we get on to that, we are doing Hoopsmas. We're uploading 10 videos every single day on this channel between the 1st and the 25th of December. And we are going to be doing that so we can hit 10,000 subscribers by the end of the month. We're trying to see if we can get to, we're not going to get to 7.9k by the end of the day. If we can get to 7.85k by the end of the day, that would be absolutely insane, lads. That would be absolutely incredible. But we have got to talk about Joel Embiid. We got to talk about his return game and what it has meant for the Philadelphia 76ers. And it means that Philadelphia are probably going for it. And what do I mean by that? If you guys want to look at the box score of this game, and they beat the Bulls. Look, it's the Bulls. The Bulls are actively trying to trade some players, get off some players. They're trying to be worse. And Playoff P, or Podcast P, did Podcast P things. Had 12 points. We're looking at Jared McCain being back down to 10 shots a game, which I don't like. I don't like that at all from Jared McCain. Like, I don't like him being pushed to the bench for Kelly Oubre because we're in win now mode. When the reality of the situation is you are not in win now mode. You suck. Your team sucks. You beat the Bulls. Whoop-de-feckin' do. And the team is now in no man's land. They're in no man's land. They're 5-5 in their last 10. They are, what is it, 1.5 games off the 11th, off the play in. But they're also, let's say the Bucks just start winning. They're what? 4.5 games off the playoffs? They're not going to win a playoff series? Like, they're coming off the back of a first round loss. And Podcast P is playing like Podcast P, and you only have a top 6 protected pick. Like, what's the likelihood of what they're doing is they're probably going to get themselves. They're probably going to go and win. They are 7-15 right now. They're probably going to win between 35 and 42 games on the season. I would say 35 is probably a fair estimate because Joel Embiid's knee is going to start swelling up. There is no way in hell that Joel Embiid is going to be playing consistently, and they're going to give their pick up, and they're not going to have a chance of anything in this year's draft. You know, Roman Embiid next year, we're going to see Greg Oden type numbers. And like, Joel Embiid, a lot of people are saying, oh yeah, man, Joel Embiid, he's back. He is a center who shot under 50%. He shot 0 of 5 from 3. I know it's his first game back. He still shot the ball 28 times. He turned the ball over 6 times. And I get it, like, it was not a bad game. But the amount of people are like, oh yeah, he's back. It's MVP Joel Embiid. He turned it over 6 times and shot the ball 28 times. Which means, in 32 minutes on the floor, he either shot or lost the ball 36 times. 36 times in 32 minutes he either shot or threw the ball to the other team. In fairness, he got 4 assists as well. But like, if you guys don't realize, he shot the ball 28 times. Do you know who else shot the ball 28 times today? Except, you know how many points they scored? They scored 48. It was Nikola Jokic. Nikola Jokic took the same amount of shots as Joel Embiid did, except he had 48 points to Embiid's 31. And again, this isn't like a bash Embiid for his game, because like, he didn't have a bad game. It's his first game back. It's like this is going to be a bash at the Sixers, bash at Daryl Morey. Like, what are you doing? What are you actually doing? Like, are you going for it? Are you not going for it? I've never seen a team go for 40 wins. And when you've got no chance in the playoffs either. And to go for it, by the way, Embiid needs to play almost every game the rest of the season. If they want to make it to the playoffs, not to play in, Embiid needs to play nearly every game for the rest of the season. And even just to make the play in, Embiid's almost certainly going to not be like... He's not going to be at his peak for the playoffs. It's such a weird one. Like, they are screwed. In fairness, the Sixers are absolutely screwed. But what they're doing by hunting for no man's land isn't going to help, especially when the one bright spot is going to be... I know he played 28 minutes. I get it. He played a lot of six-man minutes. He's only shooting 10 times. I know he shot the ball more than Kelly Oubre. But, like, him getting phased out of the lineup isn't going to help you long term to accommodate a player who any given game, like he's been out for injury management. He hasn't been out because he's injured. He's been out because his knees swell. As people don't realize, he's literally been out because every time he plays the sport, his knees literally swell. So, I don't know. It's a mad one. It is a mad one. But, yeah. I'd be shocked if the Sixers do anything. But at least Embiid's back for Sixers fans. At least Embiid's back and he's Embiid. Like, that's all I can say. He's Embiid. He did Embiid things. Like, he absolutely did Embiid things. He took a lot of shots. He scored a lot of points. He had the ball in his hands a lot. And in fairness, they won the game. It was against the Bulls. I think it's going to be a more interesting thing to see later on. What happens when they play better teams other than the Bulls. And is this sustainable? And how will his knees go? Like, his knees might just completely disintegrate in a couple of years. Or in a couple of months, to be fair. But, yeah, that's a interesting one there. So let me know what you guys think. Do you, in the comment section. Am I, like, overthinking this? Is this not even a thing to be thought about, honestly? Is this just a good Joel Embiid is back? Is the Sixers going for it a positive sign? Is the Sixers going for it something that they really should do? Because, I don't know. I still think the Sixers should blow it up. Or at least do whatever they can to get as many assets and talk about their long-term future rather than going for it this year. But unfortunately, they're tied down with Podcast P, who I'm not sure. Somebody said in the comment section that he has a literal no-trade clause. If they gave him a no-trade clause, I mean, they should just sell the freaking franchise. Or send Daryl Morey to freaking Alcatraz if he gave Paul George a no-trade clause. So anyway, see you guys.